and welcome to the APLL Pulse Podcast, where you can uncover new insights from the logistics and freight forwarding industry through the seasoned experts at APL Logistics, a global supply chain provider. We'll help you keep pace with the current topics impacting businesses and advance your logistics strategy. Well, today I'm joined by Paul Mann, someone many people around the company describe as our local historian. Paul has spent more than 3 decades here across IT, operations, and leadership roles throughout Asia. He's seen our company evolve through multiple names, markets, and major industry shifts, and he's still very much shaping what comes next. Today, he serves as Chief of Staff for Asia, focusing on operational excellence and service quality across the region. With decades of experience, countless stories, and a front row seat to how this industry has changed and continues to change, Paul brings a perspective you don't often get. Paul, we're really glad to have you here. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, April. Okay, thank you for having me. What are introductions? Okay, that's feel flattered. Okay.
Great. That's what my goal is. All right. Well, let's jump in. You've been called our local historian by many people. In fact, so many people said, you should put Paul on the podcast. He knows so much about our industry and so much about our history. So I'm so glad you're here with us. So for those who may not know the full story, can you walk us through the evolution of our company and from the APL Liner days to APL Logistics today?
All right. Okay. Maybe I get a little bit about my history. Okay. As I joined the company back in the late 80s. Some of the audience probably not born yet. Okay, at that time.
I was for sure. So
Back in the late 80s, I joined the Liner, okay, APL. I joined on the technology side. The department is not called IT, but it's definitely IT related. And I joined the Liner, okay, and I hold a position as a business analyst. The role is much like the LA of today, right? Okay, we call it LA in our organizations right now. It's between the internal user and the technical IT departments, right? Okay, they are the coders, programmers. Okay, so we had a big project at the time, okay, to convert some of the operations system local in Asia to our mainframe core systems. So I was involved in that project and I was leading that project later on as well. So because of that, okay, I get to know the line of business. Before I joined APL, okay, I don't even know, okay, that how goods are moving, okay, what are shippings, okay, not to mention about logistics. Okay, I don't even know how to spell logistic at that time, right? Yeah, and because of that project, okay, I get a chance to understand all the single step, okay, from taking a booking from the shippers and how to load a container ships, okay, and how to produce a documentations, okay, a BL. There are a lot of information on the BL, okay, where they come from. And very interesting, back in those days, right, okay, they're 30 something years ago. The first thing I learned, the word copy and paste, that was from back in those days, because the shipper faxed in the shipping instructions for us to type, okay, and then typewriter was still the main media for typing the documentations. But APL already have the computers. But how can we instruct, okay, the operators, okay, that what to type on the BL, okay, is we took the fax, we cut it out, so cut, and we paste on a piece of the sample BL form, okay, empty form, okay, so cut and paste, and we give it to somebody to type it.
Oh, how things have changed. Oh, and I'm going to specify for some of our listeners in case they don't know, BL is Bill of Lading. And LA, you mentioned earlier, Logistics Analysts. That's what that stands for. You just know the acronym so well. You just speak in acronym language. So.
And yeah, I mean, in this company, get so many acronyms, right? Even APL is the acronym by itself. APL is the name, okay, related to our parent company at that time, okay, American President Line, okay, that's why APL. And I'm actually quite proud, okay, we still carry on that name today is APL Logistics. In the market today, a lot of people still remembers the name APL, and then we still carry that name of the brand in the market. So quite proud of it. Quite proud about that. So I worked 9 years on line assign, but later on of my work, okay, I become more on the process management, special projects, okay, and then later on, okay, in late 90s, I converted to logistics. And my first job in logistics was I post out of Hong Kong. By the way, okay, I'm come from Hong Kong, okay, born and grew in Hong Kong. But I worked in China for many years, okay? And my first job to post to China was on the logistics side. I head up the North China operations for logistics at that time, okay? And, okay, if you want to talk about history, okay, our company was not called APL Logistics back then. Our company was called ACS, American Consolidation Service. And then we only converted to this name, okay, APL Logistics, I think it was what, 2001? If my memory serves me correct, okay? Starting from then, okay, we call ourselves APL Logistics. And since then, okay, we're carrying in that brand, that logo. And since then, okay, I worked almost like 17 years in China, okay, in various posts, various locations. And even my family won't recognize me, okay, when I came back. Because I work by myself, okay, my family is still in Hong Kong. When I returned back to Hong Kong at 2014, okay, and took on the North Asia role, and I stationed back to Hong Kong. So give and take, almost like 17 years, different location, different places. And my current role, okay, is Chief of Staff, as you earlier mentioned, okay, in the introductions. I'm helping Wado for operation excellence, service qualities, and strategic developments. So that's my short history in the 37 years, okay, I've been with the group.
In the very short history of 37 years. Yes. Well, you mentioned something that I found interesting because you were saying that when I was talking with you before, you were talking about how once people moved from liner shipping into logistics, very few ever go back.
Yes, yes.
And so why do you think that is? What makes logistics more engaging?
Well, if you look at the scope of the work, liner is much more transactional. It's moving goods, definitely. It's important, okay? And I don't think even today, okay, have any kind of substitute, okay, for the liner business. Moving goods from point A to point B, okay, from Hong Kong to US or from Vietnam to Europe. Shipping is still, by large, a very common, again, popular transportation media. So you do not have an immediate alternative, or I do not see any chance, okay, to extinct, okay, this industry, okay, in a short period of time. But meanwhile, okay, this, as I said, okay, very transactional. Okay, you're moving from point A to point B, and then you do not have a lot of analysis because the ships is how fast you can move, and you cannot improve the speed, okay, of the transportation. And even today, of course, okay, with the geopoliticals and the different war in different parts of the world, okay, the transit time even getting longer instead of getting shorter. But by large, okay, the only factors you can play around is the transit time. The goods stored in containers is 20 foot, 40 foot, 45 foot. That's about the same size in the last few decades. Not much of an improvement. So not of a change as well. But on the logistics side, okay, you have all these different aspects. Okay, if you look at some of our customers, right? Okay, in fact, we start get involved on the logistics side. We got start involved, okay, when the customer place a purchase order to the factory in Asia, in China, in Vietnam, Indonesia, or India. And we start engaging with that order from that point on. From that moment, the customer place an order to the factories, okay? And then until the factory finish manufacturing the productions, okay, they call us and telling them, okay, the goods are ready. So our service will get the kick in. We plan, okay, the cargoes, okay, how to consolidate together. Okay, we look at, okay, how soon actually the customer is looking for it. And logistics, the fun part of the logistics is all about timing. You deliver at the right time, at the right quantities. And this is what logistics all about, right? I can give you one very good example, okay, about one of our customers. Okay, they are athletics, okay, apparels and equipments, right? And back then, one famous golfer, okay, Tiger Woods, right? Okay, he always wear a red T-shirt, okay, on Sunday, okay, playing or the payoff, okay, and then he have a new T-shirt, okay, red T-shirt, okay, only for him, okay, and we help that customers to move those goods, okay, from Asia to US, okay, main market is in US and Europe. Now that T-shirt, Tiger must be the first one to wear it, okay, appears on the payoff, okay, on Sunday. Now if he win, that T-shirt will be a big sell, okay, in the market, right? Okay, so it's better on the store.
Right. Everyone will want one.
Exactly. You do not want to miss the sale. Okay, so you have to ensure that how can that T-shirt will be available in all the outlet, okay, in US on that day. So that's logistics. You have to count, okay, all the all the transit time, you have to ensure that, okay, all the unpredicted factor in it from Asia to US, okay, is talk about 2 weeks of a transit time, okay, and then in the warehouse, okay, and then to the store, okay, that's another 2 weeks to 3 weeks as well. So how can you plan all this, okay, and then so that everything will happen at that moment. So that's one of the good reasons, okay, that I think, okay, logistics is so fascinating because it's happening all around you, and then you think about all the coordination effort, okay, around it.
It kind of makes me think of maybe shipping as being, like Legos, that kids put together. So kids put all these things together, and shipping is just like one color Lego with a small Lego set that you're going to put together, and it's always going to, look this way. Versus a Lego set that has so many colors and so many parts to it, so many pieces that you're putting together. You are putting together something much more elaborate from the things that go into the manufacturing. Sometimes we're shipping to that space where they're even putting together the pieces all the way to the end, right? Where we're at the deconsolidation or in the warehouse or in the stores. So it's like all the pieces. That's what logistics looks like. It's just so much more elaborate, right?
Exactly. Then you talk about all the coordinations with different parties. It's not only APL Logistics involved, but we manage it, right? Okay. We ensure that, okay, all the different suppliers, okay, or manufacturers, okay, will contribute to that supply chain, okay, and happens, okay, at the same time, so okay, for the customer to the consumer. So that is all logistics about.
Yeah. And you were telling me one story another time where you were talking about how one time you were walking through the store and I can't remember who you're with, someone, your wife, maybe someone, and you were going like, these are all the things that we touch, right? Everything that you're seeing.
Exactly, exactly. Because for our company, okay, we have focused on a few vertical, okay, industry. Retail is one, okay. Another interesting is automotive, right? Okay. I can tell you later on, okay, about the automotive logistics as well. And another very interesting story. But on the retail, okay, is a lot of lifestyle related brand, okay, we involved in. And then after I joined the logistics, okay, I went to US, okay, and then visited my relatives, okay, and we went to a mall, and then I look at the mall, okay, all the different brand names, okay, that I say, oh, this is my this is our customer, this is our customers, well, this is our customer, okay. And my wife would say, oh, okay, since you know all these customers, so do you have a discount on for buying the goods, okay? So yeah, it's part of the interesting part of logistics as well, okay, for our company, right? Okay, because we handle so many different brands, okay, and retail customers, okay, and particularly apparels and shoes. You walk in the mall, okay, you find a lot of our customers in there.
Right. Or into any house.
Yeah, yeah, in your house as well. Okay, you look around, you shop at the department store. Okay, you're buying it from there. Okay, and then I can tell my staff. Okay, to walk around with me is okay. Actually, we move. Okay, 80% of the goods. Okay, selling here on the shelf. Okay, it's moved by us. Okay, isn't that fascinating? Yeah.
It is. It is fascinating. I love that. Okay, so what if someone was new to logistics? Okay, you've been in the industry for a while. I've been in the industry for a while, not as long. But what about the people that are new to logistics and they're considering a career possibly in this industry? Where do you think is a good place to start and why?
Well, of course, it really depends on your professions, right? Okay, you can start anywhere. Okay, even as a support function from finance, from HR, from IT, right? Okay, like myself, I start from IT. Okay, you can start anywhere. Okay, but one of the suggestions, okay, I would give to people new in logistics is be curious. Okay, open your heart, open your eye. Okay, because everything you touch every day in your work, okay, is related to our core business. And even though, okay, you are in finance, you're helping our company collect money from shippers, from vendors, okay, then you can still ask, okay, why are they paying us to serve them? And why are the terms, okay, it's like this? And try to understand, okay, how does the company make money? And understanding, okay, from, like I said earlier, okay, how does the vendors pay as a booking to us, and how do we deliver the goods, okay, to the final destinations? These are a whole chain of activities in between, and we have different departments, different colleagues in serving those area. So try to understand, okay, the company, and that's how that's the way you will find your interests, okay, in logistics. And of course, besides the brand name, okay, I just mentioned about, okay, that our customer profile. So no, doesn't really matters, okay, which departments, which team, okay, you start with, okay, but just keep your eye and heart open, okay, and try to understand, okay, what the companies are doing.
Right. I think that our company has done a really good job of wanting you to grow in the areas that you're passionate about. And if you want to learn more about, hey, I want to learn now that I'm in here and I see that this is another area because it's so broad, there's so much. You see another one that you're interested in, and then you're able to go and learn that one, like you've done in your career and like I've done in mine.
Exactly. Okay. And in the earlier date, okay, actually, I every single positions, okay, I'm involved in. Probably I only stay 3 to 4 years, and then I get a new role. Okay, sometimes a completely new jobs. And yeah, like my current current job. Okay, I transformed from managing a geography, okay, North Asia, to now, okay, I'm managing a function. I'm helping models on the operation excellence and rebuilding the service quality function with the company. It's a different challenge for me, different geography now. And although I hold my last positions, okay, the longest in my history, okay, for 10 years. But now when I get to my current positions, a lot of new things for me to learn as well. Before the Chinese New Year's, okay, I just went to Pakistan. The first time in my life I went to Pakistan. And then last year I traveled so much, okay, to different part of the world, okay, to India, to Pakistan, to Sri Lanka, a few times to Indonesia, which, okay, those locations, okay, are quite brand new to me, okay, and different culture, okay, different process, and the way to operate are quite different. Although we are serving the same customer, we're providing in a nutshell the same services, okay, but the way to do it could be different because of the local environment.
I think what's interesting is that the advice you gave to the young people, which was stay curious, or the people entering the industry, is the same that you still are. You're curious. And so you keep having new roles and learning new things. So that's great. Okay, so you've experienced decades of change, but disruption seems to be accelerating. Goodness gracious, it's always accelerating. Disruption is an everyday event these days. So I know it's always been there, but does it feel fundamentally different now, do you think? Tell me more.
Well, not only disruption. The disruption is, of course, the most recent one is, of course, okay, the conflict right now, okay, in Middle East, right? Okay, what happening in the Gulf right now, okay, and the exciting part of it is during last weekend, okay, we got the notice from the carrier they will stop the Gulf service all of a sudden now. So yeah, you have all the questions from the customers. Okay, what happened to my container now? What happened to my shipments, right? Okay. So although, okay, this decisions, okay, from the ocean carrier, but we as the logistics providers, we have to help our customer to answer all those questions. Okay, if they want to return back the cargoes, we have to help them to return the cargoes. Or some customers may say, okay, I may want to abandon those shipments at the transit point. So different options, okay, and then again, logistic is you have to be besides to deliver at the right time at the right quantities, okay, at the right conditions. You always have to provide different options to the customers as well. Okay, you have to be agile, so resilience, okay, in your supply chain, okay, and then they were looking at us, particularly in this point of times, okay, with so much of the disruptions, then they will look to us, okay, for advice and different options. So this is kind of the disruptions, okay, happening today. And like last year was a tariff, okay, same thing, okay. All of a sudden, okay, US imposed tariff, okay, different tariff rate for different countries. So different customers will have different reactions. Some will say, hold on, okay. Some will say, please expedite, okay, before the effective of the tariff. I want my cargo to arrive, okay, US, okay, before the start date, okay. So you have to search, okay, different different format for transportation for them, right? And there's almost like no pre-alert, to you for you, that they will start the tariff, and I still remember the date that US started the new tariff was April 2nd last year. People didn't know that, even by April 1st, that although they said it's coming, we don't know, what happens, and what magnitudes it will be coming, right? Same thing for the war, that no pre-declarations, and then just happens. So you have to stay alert, stay agile, and coming with different options, and this will continue to be the case, and the supply chain management will be even more complicated now than the past, because in the past it's a bit more easier because China get the reputation as the factory of the world. So a lot of manufacturing was from China, everything made in China. And the destination, of course, is the developed country like US, Europe, right? So it's one or two, locations easier. But now, with the disruptions, geopolitical environments, people start to divest, their sourcing, risk. So the word of China plus one came out, right? And it's not only came out in the recent, the China plus one terms, China plus one has came out more than 10 years ago already. And it's not even plus one, it's plus N now, So besides China, you are looking for alternative countries for manufacturing your goods, So the first beneficiaries, of course, is Vietnam. But now it's besides Vietnam, you have Indonesia, you have Philippines, you have India, you have Bangladesh, right? So now the environment is many to many. People are also looking at diversifying their market as well, Not only putting all the egg in one market, US, but also they developing a new market as well, Asia is becoming a new economics market, and even China, looking at the domestic consumptions, and they would like to increase their consumption. So we are looking at different options right now, for the customer, and we will try to help them to move the goods, from the origin to destination, and the origin and destination are much more complicated than I would say 10 years ago.
So you have the history to talk to us and say, was it like this 20 years ago? Did it feel like the disruption was always there like this? But you're saying it has sped up.
Right. Yeah, that's all because of the change of the economies, and the geopolitical environments. And then, although, as I keep saying that, although we cannot control all these factors, but we have to help, and predict, and helping our customers to do some predictions, and keep resilience, and flexible, in the supply chain. That's all our objectives right now.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for joining me. And thank you so much for sharing your stories and your perspective today. It's really been fascinating. And honestly, it's inspiring because you have had such a long career here, and that's inspiring. So thank you again for joining me.
Thank you, April.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like what you heard, or if you have any questions about today's episode, reach out to us at global_marketing@APLLogistics.com. Make sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcast apps. You will also find us on LinkedIn or visit us at APLLogistics.com. We'll see you next time on the APLL Pulse Podcast.